So it's Easter. How beautiful. I think for this second one, we're gonna read some tarots. There's a big chunk of, oh, there we go. One fell out. Calf, 20. It's beautiful. Being able to give back is a gift itself. You are now at the point where you are understanding more about life. And if you are drawn to this card, you are being asked to share yourself with a new knowledge. This could be as simple as smiling at everyone you see or complimenting a stranger. Even the simple act of saying hello can make the day of a total stranger make you feel good in the process. This card is for teachers. Your mission in life will include the gift of teaching. You may feel a desire to become a teacher, or if you are already a teacher, you may be asked to fine-tune your counselling skills. Perhaps you are being called to a speaking role where you teach your passion to others. You're reminded to put your own love and light into what you share. Give back. Beautiful. Okay. Here we go. Laura Tannehill. Toy B times to the power of B. I don't know if the to the power of B means anything to anyone. Oh my god, all the cards fell out. Social science. Is the institute of marriage socially necessary? The first point I would like to look at is the economic function of the marriage. For example, the tradition of Chinese peasant families was almost entirely economically self-sufficient. It produced its own food and consumed almost all of what it produced. What they did not produce, they thought with the extra, they could grow that extra bit. Weird. There were also tasks to each member. The parents of the old children would support them. This can be related in different degrees to most family units. Secondly, I'd like to discuss the factor of control. The father, presumably with the assistance of the mother, controls the children as the government controls the population. A country assisted by the government, men who help them to control the population. Breaking down into the institute of marriage makes better control on a more concentrated scale. This is also connected with the education. In early times, it is the peasant family's school that is not available, so the parents taught the children they taught children in their track. The boys followed the father's trade, and the girls earned the running of the house from the mother. School is now available, but parents still teach their children morals, molding them to fit into society. For the lessons, I feel marriage is a social necessity as it contains the reproduction, and molding of replacement of society. At the same time, offering emotional support and protection. Do ethnic groups in society cause insoluble problems? I shall talk on ethnic groups in Australia. I feel that ethnic groups do care and do have an insoluble problem. I feel firstly and only the main problem is connected with prejudice. There are many ethnic groups in Australia because of their differences from Australians. Language, religion, colour and culture is just some of the issues, to name a few. As there are so many ethnic groups with somewhat hostile feelings towards each other, it causes a lack of unity in the Australian community. In connection with this problem is the fact that ethnic groups stick together and congregate mainly in certain areas, e.g. Italians in Colton and Fitzroy, causes separation and therefore a breakdown of unity. The fact that old migrants who come to Australia are set in their ways and language and refuse to adapt to the Australian culture, it increases hostility towards them and further increases the problem. The other problem caused by ethnic groups, however, is not solvable. The first problem I have mentioned should not be as prejudice. Rampant in Australia, it seems to be passed down from parent to child as it is. The other problem being, firstly, the language problem. Teaching foreign people who do not speak English in school may eventually be solved with the introduction of more effective and wider means of teaching languages. Abuse of drugs is a threat to our community and stability. I feel drug abuse to the communities is stability. Marijuana is a relatively mild form of drug. Abuse causes to the user to adapt to a state of euphoria. Abuse causes the user to adapt to a state of euphoria. This lack of care and productiveness that marijuana creates in the user seems that he is doing no good for the community and the infant, which is damaging the infant by being an unproductive consumer. The people taking drugs become incapable of looking after themselves and dependent upon others, upon the drug they are taking, therefore interrupts the normality of social behaviour. People on a my mum's writing is very difficult. People on drugs that are hallucinative, I can't read it. I think hallucinating drugs is what they're talking about, are upset the stability as they are creating unnormal. Yay, last page. Unnormal. As they are creating unnormal fiction in their body and are damaging themselves. Any community in which members deliberately cause damage to themselves, whether it be injecting themselves, popping pills, or jumping off buildings, is not stable. Alcohol abuse also causes instability in the community, as it destroys the powers of reasoning, and the drunken person then becomes a very dangerous, uncontrolled bobby trap. This is more so on the road, and in presence of these people causing many deaths on the road, senselessly, pointlessly, it shows that it greatly defends. It shows it greatly defects in it. It's a great defect in the community. I feel that to rid the society of drug users would make for a healthier, stable living. You know, my mother worked in schools for 20 years, so as a literacy and numeracy teacher aide, and also psychologist. So she experienced a lot of this stuff, I suppose. Does a child need both parents at the same time? A child does not need both parents at the same time. It is an impossibility in today's society to have both parents at the same time, all the time. In the past, one parent must work in order for him and the family to survive. Having both parents all the time, the children might tend to have been indoctrinated, therefore being unable to have an individual mind and also The child might tend to become confused if its parents have differences of opinions. While trying to teach him, the child might tend to become confused if its parents have difference of opinion while trying to teach him. In today's society, the peer group is really more important than most other groups for the child. If he has been dominated by his parents all his life, he will most probably not be able to cope with his peer seeking only the protection of his parents. Therefore, he may be left alone because of the shyness and probability outcome of his introverted and narrow-minded self. Although the parents are not needed all the time, they are at least needed at regular intervals to provide a stable atmosphere of male and female harmony and parent-child relationships. The amount of time they spend with the child, however, depends on the child himself, as each child needs different amounts of time to be able to grow as a reliable individual in society. Reliable. Interesting. Okay. That's number one. I think we're just going to cut these things off when the cat climbs up on top of me. Bye.